Subscribe and ring the bell to never miss an update. Hello everyone, I am traveling. I arrived in Tennessee yesterday after a 16-hour drive, and I found out about an estate sale, and as you can see behind me, people are lined up, and you're probably wondering why it's not a home. This is actually from a very high-end luxury neighborhood called Belle Meade, and the family has chosen to have everything presented in a warehouse. And this is the last day of the sale. We are waiting in line, and we will soon head in to see what they've got.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Oh, how exciting.
50% off.
Oh, the last day of the sale means half price off of everything. And what do I find first? A teacup. I should have bought this. I'm kicking myself now at half price. This is from the early 1800s. I think I was looking for a stamp on the bottom, and then I just got distracted and didn't get back to it. And with all the items they had for sale today, I'm sure that it truly was from that era, early 1800s Sheffield dish. That's still quite expensive at half price. I love pineapples. I'm definitely taking these, the Virginia Crafters bookends. They look like they've hardly been used. What a deal. It's $17, I'll take these. And the napkins are a good deal. $9 for this high quality damask pale blue. What a beautiful porcelain dish. Looks like it could be heroned. That's lovely, and they have a lot of information on the tag. That's from Paris. I'm assuming that the family had traveled overseas a lot to France to acquire these antiques. That's great for a ring dish or just a set on a coffee table. It's hand painted. There's so many things I could have bought, but I was in vacation mode and didn't really think about acquiring too much. The Bergère chairs are lovely. And this looks like Limoges, and that's probably a Limoges box. Let's see. That's a deal at $24. It doesn't really fit with my current Limoges box collection, so I think I'll pass. This might have been a breakfast set. There's some pieces missing. And the framed fan was exquisite. I wish I had a place for that. And this I really missed out on. I don't really need it. These are hand painted from the 1700s in France. And soon after I glanced at them, a lady came up. She's an antique dealer, and she grabbed all of them. I think that was her prize for the day, and she'll probably resell them for hundreds of dollars a piece. They had fine taste. Here's a mosaic pen from the 1700s or 1800s. It's unusual for an estate sale to have antiques of this value. And keep in mind, you have to have a market for it. If your buyers are not geared for that or wanting to spend that, then they're really not going to look past the housewares. Lots of miniatures, exquisite pieces. I'm sure their home was amazing. And keep in mind, last day of the sale, you're not going to have first pick on anything, but you do get better prices. This is heroned. That's a really good deal. It turns out it had some damage, and that's why it was only $35, of course, half of that. And the piece next to it, the ginger jar, was a bit more expensive. And here's a back room with clothing and housewares, a Bonwit Teller fur-collared coat that's vintage. I didn't even try it on, but it's lovely. And exquisite linens. I love monograms. I think that this lady of the house had fine taste, and I just love that she features her monogram on so many things. And it's great to collect. You don't necessarily have to have the same monogram to feature it. And she had handbags, hats. I bet the first day of the sale had even more exquisite pieces. And these are interesting shoes. I don't think they're very old. Be great for a ladies' lunch. And she never left the house without gloves and handbags. I'm sure they hosted parties and went to galas. I couldn't figure out if these were trays or artwork for $4 each. I guess it could go either way. And some new items. You can also find practical things at estate sales. And who doesn't love Christmas? They had a smattering of holiday items and I don't really need much in that category, but I'll take a look and see. This is a German pyramid, but it's missing the blades and needed some repair. And this tray I really liked. This is a new item. It's clearly not from the 1700s. And for $6, I think that'd be great for serving a couple of drinks. It's made by Pastel. It's about a $30 retail. So, you know, for $6, not bad. And the nested dolls are fun. It's Santa with some Christmas themed items. And the price is right. And here are all the pieces taken out. I like that they're not all Santa. They represent various Christmas looks. And these coasters are practical for $3. That would be great to use on my desk. I like that it's not too whimsical. It looks very classy, almost like a painting. These dishes I did preview on estatesales.net. They're Madahera, the Cornelia pattern from England. They're lovely. I'm just not in the market for that. And at half price, it was still a lot of money. They're great for breakfast dishes. Looks like someone got a trophy of sorts. Some cheese plates. And remember, if you're traveling somewhere, you can look at estatesales.net. A white teapot is always practical from Pottery Barn, or even in your own area to see what might be featured. You could type in a zip code. They had an amazing collection of porcelain birds. I'm sure these are worth a lot. And the dishes I had also previewed on estatesales.net. It's still a lot of money at half price. It looks kind of 80s. It's not really my style. I do like this. I thought it was maybe a table runner. It's fabric, but you could certainly make a table runner out of it. And these are from England. It's Haugen china. And at half price, I just don't know that they would even sell. It takes a special market for that. And more birds. These look familiar. I've seen these at resale shops. I think they're Williams Sonoma. Yes, made in Portugal. Great for tapas. And Halcyon Days boxes are highly collectible. I don't currently have any. They often have the year either incorporated into the design on top or inside. So if I see one that's interesting, I might grab it. But I don't really want to start a new collection of that right now, since I have my Limoges boxes. And that looks like a Lalique bird, but a big chip. I definitely will pass on that. This hand-forged silver-plated scoop from England is lovely. It's hand-soldered, and it's got all the maker's marks on it. That could be great for my coffee tea bar. I am loving it. And look at these fine silk bed linens and monogrammed. This is from a time gone by. I don't even know if you can get that anymore. The pillows are nice. That would be great for Christmas, especially in Tennessee with all the deer that show up at the door. Here's another box. They had lots of collections. Now this interests me, Queen Elizabeth. I like anything royal. And at $12, I will now have my first Halcyon Days box. And it commemorates the Queen Elizabeth hybrid rose that was created in California. So here you've got an overview of the different tables of linens and collectibles. And Heron from Hungary. I really should have bought this at half price, but it says as is, so that was my hesitation. And this, I guess the family has given them the information. It's an old Paris porcelain piece. It's lovely. I really didn't have a need for it, but in hindsight, I probably should have considered it. And again, no back stamp, which is not unusual for the time. This Beau Brummel dressing table was neat. If you're not familiar with Beau Brummel, he was an iconic figure in the Regency area of England and was friends with the Prince of Wales. And he was all about men's fashion. And even wall sconces have been placed here. That is a great price for the pair at half price. Look at the bed skirt. I love the fabric. And all of these lovely pillows with a monogram, of course. This is an old desk from the 1700s from France. I'm sure that's been in a fine home before it even got to Tennessee. This is the sold table. You'll find that at a lot of estate sales so that you don't have to carry everything around, but try to bring a box or a bag just so you can be hands-free if you need to be. Thanks again for joining me on this estate sale visit today. As mentioned, these treasures are from an upscale neighborhood in the Nashville, Tennessee area called Belle Meade, and I can understand why they wouldn't want us in their home. I found some great items. Let me show you. This Cheers tray is kind of new and could be lots of fun for serving drinks if a neighbor pops over. Got some really pretty coasters. And this H.S. Hatton & Son silver-plated scoop from England is going to be useful for hot chocolate, for serving loose tea, for coffee. And I love pineapples. The Virginia Metal Crafters Newport collection bookends are going to be fabulous in my home. And I love anything collectible. The Halcyon Days box honoring the Queen Elizabeth Rose will be so pretty on an end table. And the nested Santas are lots of fun. Thanks again for joining Lady Mary Beth. Elevate your everyday with a